still get pills. I'm aiming for weeks, so I'm aiming to kill. Set up in the men's, don't give a fuck, you can still get drilled. All I wanna do is crush that porn. My niggas them told me make peace before you go to war. I said fuck that, I wanna drill now and then drill some more. Smoke my man in the face, yeah that point got scored. Couldn't give a toss about law. Niggas no CP. More time if it was done by the 7, it was done by me. I ride for my G's, put my heart on the streets. So if you see me, that's not my teeth. So chat tough and I'm spinning round. Ask the ops how that spin the sounds. When I spin the banks, try and know that's a nigga down. And where I'm from, we always know to keep things around. All the risks that the team be taking. That's why my nigga Nero's money.
Salute, Watcher. Salute to you, bro.
Salute, Lars. Salute, man.
Right. Salute, Kenneth Johnson. Well, Magic Man, salute to you.
Yeah, we got some good people in the chat.
Yeah,
we'll definitely get more coming through.
Yeah. Quickly then, just want to touch on what were your thoughts of the Devin Haney fight from last weekend?
I'm not. I'll be honest, as I've said, I'm not the biggest Haney fan, but I'm still gonna be objective with what I say. I think the problem with Devin is it looked like he was just thinking about landing the shot. And when it did come, I mean, Gamboa was holding on. And, to Haney's credit, I'll give him that. Gamboa was just holding and, the ref had to get in there various times. I thought, Devin managed distance pretty well. I thought he used his lead hand pretty well. I thought his shoulder roll was okay. But I think he should abandon that when he steps up in competition level. Because look what Teofimo Lopez did when he tried that. He couldn't use it because Loma would just come over the top with that right hook. And he'd land every time he'd try the shoulder roll. Haney's not as, he's not as fluid like that yet anyway. But, I thought he had a learning experience. I didn't find it very entertaining. And I'm not saying that every fight has to be entertaining. I just felt Gamboa was very negative as well. So that kind of took it away from Haney. But I think it's a good win for Haney. I know a lot of people could disagree with me. I just wasn't that impressed. But there were a few things that I did like from Devin.
Yeah. Oh, it's Mike's here. If you want to hop on, Mike, I'll send you a link. Yeah. Salute to you, Well Magic Man. Yeah. And salute to you, Cypress Soul, bro. Hope you're okay. Yeah, me personally, I see Gamboa as a seasoned veteran. And I said from the start, even if he did knock him out, for me, he didn't make a statement for me because I think we've seen the best of Gamboa. Don't get me wrong, Gamboa he's a good fighter, man. He's been in some great fighters. But I've seen up and down the boxing channel this week that there's been a few people who have been criticising him for not knocking him out. What's he put? Signal fed up.
F'd up.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I've sent you the link anyway, so whether or not you won't get on, that's up to you. Yeah, like I say, I've seen a few people criticising him for not knocking him out, and I thought it was a great display by the young lad. At the end of the day, we're forgetting he's still only 21. He's a baby, isn't he, really?
It's kind of like Daniel a bit.
Yeah, similar along.
Daniel's young.
Yeah,
but they're completely different fighters, obviously, and they've got completely different situations. But that is something everyone has to realize. He's young. Tank is he's young as well, but he, is I think 25 now. So yeah, I think we'll see more of Devin Haney. His skill set will open up.
Yeah. What's Will Maddie man? But morning, ladies, said the blind man as she walked past the fish market. He's off already with his jokes. Well,
I don't get those at all, but
he's funny. Will is.
yeah, he's good. Salute Will, man. Salute Will, Magic Man.
Kenneth Johnson's put, I like Aidy's skills, but I don't think if he has enough power to keep guys like Tank or Theo Tio, sorry. Good point. Yeah. I mean, there is a question mark over his power, but he's still got 50. What's he had? 20? Is it 25 fights and he's got 15 knockouts? Or is it 23 fights and he's definitely got 15 knockouts? I know that. So I don't know. I like him. You don't sometimes though, Kenneth. That's a good comment. That is, but sometimes fighters don't have to have power to be able to keep big punches off them, do they? If you've got the skills, especially,
Yeah,
do you
it's
know what I
like
mean?
who's a good example? I'm trying to think. Oh my god, I can't even think of a freaking example. But there's fighters that are just natural boxers. Like Huey Fury actually is one where, even though he's extremely negative in his approach, he doesn't really have much power on him, and he'll just box you. It'll just make it awkward. Haney shows power in his overhand right or his looping right hook. That's his bread and butter. I saw shades of his left hook improving in the fight and setting it up with the jab and following off that, feinting and then throwing it. So I think that was an improvement I saw. That I like seeing that. But his power really is shown when he winds up a shot, like from his hip. With that Antonio Moran knockout. One thing I do like about Haney though is he's very good at getting you out of position. And for a person that's 21 years old, that's a real impressive skill to have. Get you out of position and then find a knockdown on the angle or in an awkward position. I like that from Devin.
Yeah. Me personally, I like I say, I think Devin Haney's. I think he's the real deal. I think he's going to go on to become a great fighter. Could be wrong, but me personally, I think there's something special. I think he's a special fighter. I'm not saying he's never going to get beat and stuff like that. He might get beat early on and become a better fighter. But I believe. I think he's a great talent. The kid's a great talent. To be a world champion at that age, anyway, shows that he's got talent. I just hope he because to me, what I like about him as well, the kid's dedicated to the sport. He's dedicated to the sport. He works his flipping arse off in the gym. He's always in tip-top condition. He fights very regularly up until this flipping COVID. He always, he's constantly calling out fighters. I mean, I know that doesn't mean it, but I believe he wants smoke with everyone. And their fights what he's got to start now looking towards, like the Tanks and like Kenneth Johnson said, Teofimo Lopez's and fights like that fight's got to be made next year. It's got to be made.
Which one? I'm a bit slow on the comments here.
The Lopez and the no one's put it. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
That fight's got to be made. Hopefully next year, the Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney fight, because that's for undisputed.
And even though I don't like Haney, Tio will be a fraud if he does not fight Haney, because Haney holds the WBC, not that other crap. He holds the WBC.
French fries belt.
I think that fight will definitely show something.
Yeah, for real. I think so. Because I've heard he's on about moving up. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. Oh, hey up, Tyrone. If you want a link, Tyrone, I'll shoot you one.
Don't start praising Haney. Tyrone don't like Haney.
Oh, I know he doesn't. I know. He's turned up at the time we're talking about him. But
Perfect
yeah,
time.
just quickly to wrap it up then on Devon Haney, I thought it was a good performance. I thought he boxed an excellent game, and can't say nothing bad about him, even though he didn't knock him out. I think he dominated the fight, and I think it was an easy night's work against a seasoned veteran. And on to bigger things now. I've sent you the link, Tyrone. If anyone else wants to get on, you're more than welcome, because I can have up to 10 people on StreamYard now. Right, let's start it then. This fight is awesome. I can't wait for this fight tonight. Let's break it down. I've been effing and ahhing all week, going backwards and forwards over this, and I still can't get to who. Tyrone. Yeah, I still can't make my mind up. I think I want Kel to win, obviously, because he's my countryman. I love both the fighters. I think they're both fantastic fighters. All right, Tyrone, no worries. I've sent you the link anyway, bro. I like both the fighters. I think they're both fantastic fighters. Bud is definitely pound for pound, I think, the best fighter at the moment. But I don't know, man. I don't think Bud will knock him out, me, and or not. I think I can see Bud winning on points, me. That's how I see it. What's kind of put Tyrone is not a fan of pillow fisted fighters. Yeah, you can say that again, bro. So go on, Watcher, over to you, brother.
Yeah, I saw the video you put up on this where me and you were discussing it at the start of the other stream.
Yeah.
I love both fighters. This is such an intriguing fight for me because a few years ago I would have easily picked Cole because the way he is being trained by that Ingle gym, that's a unique way. That's a unique style. The use of the lines and the angles and all that good stuff, the footwork.
Yeah.
Terrence has a lot to lose here. And, there are a lot of questions. Can he handle the bigger man? What's his power like against someone that can take a punch? Someone that is much bigger?
Yeah.
I really think if Crawford's going to win, it's going to be on points. It's going to be on points. And he'll have to box at distance. He can't try going the inside with Kel because Kel's just going to nail him on the way in. It doesn't matter how good Crawford is defensively because Kel knows how to catch people with both hands. Crawford has been caught with in exchanges and he's shown that his chin isn't the best, but he can recover and he can really turn it up when he's hurt because he said himself when he's hurt, he's like a wounded animal. He's mad, he said. And if you're mad against someone like Kel's got to exploit that. But I think with this, Bud's going to try box and counter with Kel. But that's dangerous because Kel can do the same thing. And Kel's done that against guys that are better than the guys at 140 that Crawford has fought. And what you said about you don't think Crawford will stop Kel, I don't think he will. And it's funny because I do think Crawford has good power at this weight.
Yeah.
I actually think he's hitting harder than what he was at the lower weights. I think the way he dismantled Jeff Horn, Benavides, Khan, even though he has no chin, and that Lithuanian dude, Kavalauskas, even though those guys aren't known for having the best chins and aren't the best fighters out there, he still has that power. His punch selection is beautiful. His movement, his ability to fight out of both stances, his the way he enters in and out, it's just good. And moving on to Kel's faced the likes of Golovkin, he's faced Errol Spence. Those guys hit harder than Crawford. They hit astronomically harder, especially Golovkin. And if you look at those two fights, none of them could really drop Cal. Like
Yeah.
the Spence one, he took the knee because his eye was about to fall out, pretty much. His eye socket was gone.
Yeah.
And that for me, that's a pretty extreme one. Like if it's a cut or something, or you're feeling sore like Amir Khan, right? That's quitting. But there were times in that Brook fight with Spence where, he was out muscling Spence and he was able to just hit and hit and hit inside the clinch with Spence. And for me, that's like a big thing because if he's able to get Bud in there and just rough him up, Bud will not like that. Bud will get
Yeah.
mad and Bud will get out of his game plan. Now, I favor Bud in this fight because he is proven to be a great fighter. He is
Oh,
great.
yeah, for real. Yeah, he's a fantastic
There's no
fighter.
doubt. Whatever people want to say about him not having fought Porter or Spence, he's still great,
Yeah,
right?
for
He's
real.
still a very talented man in that
Yes,
ring. I just think if Cal in the early on can get comfortable with the jab and get his distance right and not get caught with anything silly,
yeah,
he can win because that jab alone is hard enough to keep Crawford off. And
yeah.
Cal's just a very good technician in there, but he can fight. He can fight.
Yeah.
And that look in his eyes at the weigh-in, Crawford's talking smack to him, and Kel just keeps saying, "You will see. I'm here. Tomorrow I'm gonna turn up." It's just like I get chills from that. Like the man is ready. I know Crawford's ready, but Kel's just a dog, man. That guy's a monster, in my opinion.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to read some of these comments in a minute because there's been some good points made. Me personally, just quickly, I tell you what, let's go. Yeah, I'll get my point out, and then I'm going to read the comments, and then we'll go through what you think because there's been some good points made. I agree with Kenneth Johnson, what Kenneth's put. I've got, I said this on CB Sports video, Carl Burrell's video. I've got Bud winning on a unanimous decision. But what you see, there's several things what scare me about Cal. One, obviously, because he's that come down, but I shouldn't imagine that should really matter at the moment because there's no way he's coming in the ring at 147. He's going to be heavy in that. He's got to be. Two is his age, and he's been not very active for the last few years. But I don't know, man. It's fucking hard fight. See, because Crawford's great at switching as well, isn't he? He's a great at switching from orthodox to southpaw and stuff like that. Oh, EJ, if you want, can't even drop the fucking. Put
You
email in.
mentioned, I'll let you get back to it, but the switch stance, Kel can do that pretty well. So what if he does that in the first couple rounds, and then Crawford's like, "Oh, this is something different," you know? Both guys know what they're doing in there.
Oh yeah, for real.
It's a chess match.
Yeah, that's what I mean. EJ, if you want to get on, bro, drop your first letter of your email and I'll find you. Yeah, it's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. See, when Crawford, I was listening to a guy today. Oh God, what's his name? Something Andre, Chris Andre. John Wilson, salute to you, brother. And he was saying, like Crawford likes to swing them hooks and stuff, and Cal's very good at with the straight right and the straight jab, isn't he? He could catch Crawford out doing stuff like that. And as the boss said before, Cal's very temperamental. Oh, they're all coming through now. John Wilson, salute. Trey's finest, salute to you, brother. Cal's very temperamental around the back, around the stomach and stuff. I don't know, man. Do you know what? Like I say to you, bro, I've got Bud winning on unanimous decision, but I won't be surprised if Cal wins. I don't, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, well, Magic Man's saying that he thinks that Crawford's going to destroy Cal within 2 rounds. I mean, what do you think of that?
Kell's going to destroy him in 2 rounds?
No, Will's put that
Oh, Crawford.
Crawford will, yeah.
Nah, listen, man. Crawford, look, that's not out of the realm of possibilities, but it is hard to stop Kell. It's hard, man. Those guys, Spence and Golovkin, they had to work for that. Because Golovkin, when he was getting pieced up,
Oh, for
right?
real?
If Kell was a natural middleweight, he probably would have knocked him out. He really would have. Because he was hitting him with like 4 to 6 punches. Spence, I mean, that eye injury for me is just, that's the one. That's the one for me. That's the red flag. It's none of this other making weight stuff, because he's like, making weight was no problem. I dealt with the weight, and now I deal with Crawford. So, for me, I just, what I want? I want Kell to just turn up and do his best. Even if he doesn't win, I will hold him in high regard.
Oh, yeah.
He is a fighter to the end.
Yeah. You see, this is what makes me John Wilson's always said that. He's got Bud winning by 8-round stoppage. I mean, what makes it interesting is this is, like you hit on before, a great nail. You hit the nail right on the head where you said Bud's got a lot to lose here. Cal's got nothing to lose. Cal's got nothing to lose at all. I mean, what's he got? He hasn't got a title. He's virtually at the end of his career. But like I've stressed to you, I think I've always said this, that Cal's definitely got something still to offer. And it might be that he just pulls this off and then he might end up getting beat, down the line. But, well, because like he's 35 years old. But then again, you just don't know, do you? Cal is a natural middleweight. He kills himself for years to make 147, even when he was on the Ingle medication in his career. Yeah, good point. Good point. But he's made the weight.
How old is Crawford? 33? 34?
33, 4. Yeah, there's not much in it between them.
They're not spring chickens, these two, but Kell and Crawford, they both look very fit. It's all about just being smart in this fight.
Yeah. Like, there's another good point. Both of these fighters are in great shape all year round. You never see Bud looking sloppy. And me personally, I've never seen Cal looking like flabby or sloppy. They're always in good shape, these fighters are. Even when they're not fighting. 33 cameras put, yeah. So there's nothing in it then. 2 years between them. But for me, what the test is as well is, excuse me, Bud, this is his big test. This is by far Bud's biggest, I think, Bud's toughest test of his career. I think so.
100%. This is his best opponent.
Yeah.
Kell Brook is better than every single guy Crawford has fought prior, especially in championship fights. Kell Brook is extremely good, and he has proven to be that.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if Kell wins this, he is, a 2-time champion, I believe?
Yeah, he will be,
right?
2-time.
And regardless, WBO, if you don't recognize that or whatever, I don't even care.
I do.
Championship is a championship at the end of the day. And, with Crawford, he's a very mentally strong dude as well. But I do see this thing of he is starting to get annoyed about the other fights not getting made.
Yeah,
and he does get annoyed about the whole size thing, how big he is. And to be fair, Crawford's not really a small guy for the weight. He's actually quite long. and he's got that ectomorph frame where he's quite rangy and sleek and almost
Yeah.
lanky like, but he's very he's strong for his size. I'm just saying,
Oh yeah, yeah, for real.
if he goes in trying to prove something, like I'll be fine if he boxes to a decision because that is part of his game. That's a big part of his game. But if he goes in there trying to knock Brooks' head off, it won't end well. It won't end well.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't get hell out of there with one shot. It's got to be more.
Yeah, he's. I know he's got a longer. He's got a longer reach than Cal. I know that Crawford has. What's Boz put? But rumours that surfaced today was when Brook fought Severa, whatever. That I know who he is. He had a 13 to 14 month gap. His next fight was DeLuca. The 14-month gap allegedly was drugs ban by UCAD that was kept confidential. Bloody hell. Damn. Well, I know Porky's always saying something about Brendan Ingle, isn't he? What's he calling the white flex wheeler? The white flex wheeler.
Oh yeah.
Hey, did you see that interview? What he did, Dominic Ingle. He did an interview, didn't he, saying that he thinks that Crawford's gonna beat Cal. But then, yeah, go on.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say quickly, but then he did an interview with Seconds Out saying that I didn't read it, but he was saying I didn't listen to it. Sorry, because I don't like Seconds Out, can't stand it. But the title was Ingle's way how Cal can beat Bud.
Yeah, so I've seen those interviews with Dom. I do think Kel should have stayed with Dom for this fight, but that separation might have something to do with what Dom thinks of the fight itself. Maybe he always thought that Crawford would beat Brook. Maybe it's coming from that place. But look, man, at the end of the day, the fight is happening and what happens in the ring will be unveiled. It will be there. So yeah, we'll definitely see. We will see.
Yeah. Yeah, what's Boss put his but and we know what UCAD are like, Loz. They're gonna keep the white D-ball test under. Yeah, flipping for real. Yeah, yeah. UCAD can't be trusted one simple bit. He's here. The man's here. Salute Tyrone.
What's going on? What's up, Watcher? What's up, Loz? I see you got your Heineken there.
Yes, that's what powers me on a Saturday night. That batteries are running low. Get yourself a can of Heineken. Yeah, you're right there, boss. So yeah, like I've spoke to Tyrone behind the scenes about this. Man, just before you say it, Tyrone, just let's put this. What if Kel absolutely destroys Crawford tonight? Man, that catapults him. Even if he just wins, if he wins tonight, he's catapulted straight back into fucking top of the. Well, I won't say. Well, he is really because there's Manny Pacquiao is probably about to get stripped because he ain't doing nothing, and the only other. Well, there isn't. There's other great fighters in that division, but the only other one with the belt is Spence. So we all know what had happened then. It'd be right. It's got to be Spence versus Brook again.
It's the rematch because there won't be a rematch for this fight. Whoever wins, there won't.
No, I don't think.
If Crawford loses, he will want it badly, but he will not get it. Brook wins, he moves on to Spence. That is a mega fight.
Yeah.
Because the first fight was competitive. The first fight was very entertaining.
Fantastic.
And it was the ending was it was very climactic, Spence went to his backyard. Imagine you do Spence Brook, 18's T Stadium in Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, Brook's right back in the mix, man.
For
but
real.
even Spence said he thinks Crawford will win. But I'd love if Brook win, man. I love a Brook win.
Yeah.
I'm going for a Brook win tonight.
Yeah.
He looks like the best shape I've ever seen him in. As far as being lean.
Yeah.
And he said he was preparing for this fight for months now.
Yeah.
Not the 8 weeks supposedly since it was made. He had said he didn't want to fight the first time in because he had to get things together, quote unquote, in April or something or March. But this just gave him time to do this to train right. And I mean, he was on weight probably. I mean, he was just kind of holding his shape 2-3 months out. It was just
Yeah.
2-3 months out. So I think when Crawford feels that power, I think he might not want any parts, because at the end of the day, you can't keep playing games, at 130 pounds, 135 pounds. You can't grow into a division at age 28 or, 33 now. But if you start off, you've had your band strength at 26, 27 already. You don't, I've just gotten bigger over time. No, you're naturally a certain size as far as broadness, bone structure, that sort of thing. So he is a smaller guy. And it's funny how a lot of the people from the U.S. or a decent amount of people from the U.S. are picking Brook, while a lot of people from the UK are picking Crawford. So it's like opposite.
Yeah. That's a good point. That is.
Just let me play something from a day or two ago. This is what Brook said
Got the
about
screen
Crawford.
share it.
Yeah, hold on, let me see if I can screen share it.
Yeah.
I wonder how this works.
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah, I've got
All
it.
right. Okay. Watch this, okay? Watch.
Cal.
I'm telling you now, just he's that confident in his ability to get the win and do it in a fashion like that, because if he hits Crawford with that right hand clean, he will go, because he's been hit by lesser punches and been hurt.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a suspect chin, to be fair.
He is the heart of a lion, but heart doesn't mean shit when you're asleep.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what? Like I say, I keep. Oh, salute, Law. Salute to you. What? And salute, Moggy. What's making it like say so good is that. Sorry, I'm just texting. Yeah, what makes it good is end of the day, Cal has been training. He's kept himself in tip-top condition all through virtually through this COVID. And if you can remember a while back, Cal tried to make this fight with Crawford. He did he. Where did he see? He saw him at
From a fight.
yeah, in
And
America, and
he went up to Crawford and he said, how about we get this fight on or something? And then Crawford, like, he smiled at him, but he said nothing. And that to me, I was like, are you keen on this or not? Because look at Kel. He's going up to Spence saying, let's get a rematch.
yeah, and
Like,
Spence
Kel
said,
is you know what I'd love? If Anthony Joshua had that mentality.
yeah,
And other fighters. How good would that be? All the fights would get made easily or easier.
yeah. See, that's what I've said earlier. If Cal gets beat tonight, I said it yesterday on Made Man's stream. I said there's nothing wrong with that. You getting beat off of fucking arguably one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world, if not the best pound for pound fighter in the world. There's no shame in that. And I'll take my hat off to Cal, because at the end of the day, he's gone over to America twice and he's trying, The first time he was successful against Sean Porter. This time he's going over again to try and take a belt back. So I give Kel maximum credit for that. And at the end of the day, he's in with a good fighter. So yeah, you have to show Kel respect for doing that. I do anyway. You know, he could have stayed with Eddie fighting a bum, but he hasn't. He's chosen to go over, drop down a weight, and try and take Crawford's belt. What's his butt? Brooks got 2 plates in his face. He might end up with a third in his jaw. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Boz. And then Lawrence Williams has put, can you guys speak on the Carlos Formento brings to the table in this fight tonight?
Not much. Look, everything in Kel's the one coaching himself essentially, because those other guys aren't really they're not gonna really give him that technical advice. Just more so encouraging. You know, I don't think much will be had there. Like I said, I think Ingle was the best for Kel. Those other guys won't bring much, I think.
But do you not think, though, Watcher, that changing trainers can do you good sometimes?
The benefit I see here is because Kel can do a lot. The benefit I see, I'm gonna close this. The benefit I see is they're with a team of Hispanic Mexican, so therefore it's a more aggressive approach they get to take. And I think aggression is smart in this fight, as long as you're not getting caught on the way and caught with anything silly. But Kel's also trained with Kronk, and he's got some skills there, and I'm sure he knows how to cut the ring off. So I think that will help. But you know, I don't think Kel knows how to box several other ways.
Yeah. I mean, for me, honestly, Lawrence Williams, I don't know about this trainer who he's got. I've heard of him, but I don't know much about him, so I can't really speak on him. I mean, if you want to get on, Law, you're more than welcome. Go on, watching my bad.
I don't know too much about Carlos, so I mean, but there is, however, for me, one thing about this fight that just I don't trust. Kel's got this guy in his corner. I think his name is Jorge Capetillo.
Right.
Now this guy was, I think, his uncle was the trainer for Margarito.
Oh God.
And I could be wrong, but he's got relation to someone that worked with Margarito. He's also been in Tyson Fury's corner, I think twice.
Oh God.
And I just hope there's no bullshit on that from his bit. I highly doubt there will be, but it's just, you know, I do not trust that Capetillo one bit at all. He is so untrustworthy.
Shit.
Capetillo wraps Fury's hands. Yeah, he's his cut man. He's his cut man as well.
I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about his trainer as well.
Yeah.
So they're in Kel's corner, are they?
Yeah, they're in Kel's corner. You know, Kel Chapo?
Is that the dude with wears all the badges around his head? On his cap, sorry.
No, I forgot.
I don't know. Yeah, so like I say, so who's on the undercard? Is there anyone? Tyrone? He stepped away.
Someone from my country.
All right. Who's that?
I don't support him. He's a smart ass. He's very disrespectful. Same as his twin brother. And he's fighting a guy he just lost to. and he didn't just get knocked out by one big punch. He got beat up for the whole fight. So I don't see how he's going to make adjustments. Franco, I think Julian Franco or something. I forgot his first name.
Yeah,
but
that Mexican midget guy. Well, there's a lot of them.
But I like Franco. I do. I like him better than the guy from my country. I just I don't see what Maloney can change in that time frame. I think that super middleweight, that big dude, that Puerto Rican dude,
Edgar Berlanga.
Yeah, Berlanga.
Yeah, he looks pretty good, but I will say, I mean, he did beat that Mayweather guy, but he's a bit too straight up and down for me.
I reckon you're right on that, and I think he has a terrible chin.
How do you know that? Did you see him get touched?
I've not seen him get touched. I just, by looking at him, I know he can't take. His chin won't hold up if he fights a big puncher.
Well, that's the thing in boxing. I said this in Stormy's chat like ages ago, actually, or a year ago, I think. It's weird in boxing that guys who can punch can't take a shot to save their lives. But guys who can't have like concrete heads. You've noticed generally.
Like Leo, a bit.
Huh?
Like Leo Santa Cruz, guys that don't punch necessarily hard, but throw a lot, that have really good chins and heads.
Yeah, he got hit by like a Mack truck, so that's a bit different. I don't blame that. He will go down. But like there's I'm thinking about like who's a guy who just can't punch to save his life?
Your favorite guy, Charlie Edwards.
No, he's an exception. He'll go down if he's touched right. There's like guys who just can't take it. Like Lee Selby.
Yeah.
No piss fucking air. Nothing on it. But he was hit with some big shots in that Kambosos fight. I don't think that guy just it's in his blood or in his structure. He can't give one, but he can take a good shot.
Yeah. Is all this free on ESPN then? Because this fight ain't pay-per-view in the US, is he?
Yeah, it's on Top Rank.
Right.
It's free.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll get it anyway because I'll find it on my Fire Stick. I know over here it's on Premier Sports, but you have to pay £10 a month for that, which I can get Premier Sports on my Fire Stick. I can get anything on my Fire Stick. I've got over flipping 4,000 channels on there, so finding it is a pain in the arse, like, because you have to. There's about 20, 30 sections for sports, so.
ESPN's broadcast team is a joke. It's a joke. They did like thousands of layoffs recently. I was hoping that they would lay off most of the boxing people, or just lay off the boxing people in general, all of them.
Yeah,
they suck.
They lie too much on ESPN. Andre Ward, that man lies too much. Why are you lying, man? Stop lying. All right, not every fan is dumb, you know.
Yeah, but they do it over here though. Sky do it, don't they? It's all read off a script.
Yeah,
commentators over here do it.
Pretty good, honestly.
Say again.
PBC's is pretty fair for the most part, I would say.
Yeah, compared to the others.
Yeah, compared to the other guys, PBC is probably the most down.
So you're picking Crawford, not Crawford, Kell, then, are you, Tyrone?
Yeah, I'm picking him to win the fight.
What, knockout or on points?
Knockout.
Wow.
I'm telling you, if he touches him, dude, and here's the thing as well. If Igis Velasquez can land a right hand like that pretty early on in the fight, I'm pretty sure Kell will as well. And he's better, much better than Igis. And he throws straighter right hands. And he does it in a very discreet manner. He hides it.
Yeah, Kell does. That's very true, yeah.
It wasn't a step through.
Sneaky little right, straight right.
That he is heavy-handed. He is
I think
heavy-handed for his. Oh, there he is.
Main man.
Look, Kell's heavy-handed. Like, you know what, man? Like, his jab, if he gets that going, Crawford will have problems. He will. And when you get emotional, as Crawford does when he is hurt, he said himself, he gets mad. I'm mad. I want to take your head off. Kell will nail him if he tries that.
Yeah. Do you know what Cal's good at as well? I got Brooklyn. Drew, if you want to get on, bro, you're more than welcome. I know you're probably in the gym or something. Drew's got Brook winning. Wow. Yeah, you see, it's a mixed feeling up and down the boxing world, isn't it? Because I've seen, like you just hit on before, the people over here have got Cal getting beat. They've got a lot of people over here have got Crawford winning, and yet in America, it seems to be what I've seen up and down the boxing channels. It seems that a lot of the US brothers are favouring Cal to win.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty crazy, that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just... Height, yeah, I mean, they're around the same height. But when you're talking about a guy who's bigger, like I said before, you can't be playing around in the kiddie pool, you know, for most of your career at 135. And then now you're at 147. How are you going to tell Brook you're in my division?
Yeah.
147 is your division.
When Crawford said that, I could hear in his voice, he was annoyed. And then Brook's like, nah, man. Nah, you're in my division, you know. I fought that middleweight. I fought at, 154. And, like, you know, I thought, like, dude, this ain't your division. You've moved up. You fought no one at this weight, man. The champion you beat is no one. And he's from my home country, you know?
Yeah.
Like, dude, you are in the welterweight division. And I'm sorry, but you are the small guy here. And it's just different, man. You know, you are in a division with different sizes and frames.
Absolutely, Drew.
No need to whinge about the size. Just fight. Do what you can. Use what you have. But Kell just looks really fucking confident, man. He just looks so in. I can't wait for this. I can't freaking wait.
Oh, me too. You've seen what Drew's put? He's put out with the wife. Literally had to sneak into the bathroom to check in on you guys. Oh, salute, Drew. It's okay, bro. There's always enough times. Just thanks for popping in. Yeah. I don't know, man. As we're talking, I don't know, man. You know, because what makes this hard for me, what really does make this hard for me, I've got mad respect for both of these fighters because I've watched a hell of a lot of Bud Crawford's fights, and I've watched a hell of a lot of Kel's fights. I mean, of course, I want Kel to win because he's my countryman. I want him to bring that belt back over here, but I don't know. I don't want to see any of them lose, to be honest, because
Draw.
I like both. Yeah, draw. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a good fight. And what makes it good for me is that people haven't picked up on how good at Kell is. He's very good at tangling you up. You know, sneaky punch and hitting you and holding you like he did against Porter and stuff like that. You know, I haven't seen you for a while. Lost one, salute cheese, but I'm a big Kell guy, but Kell's not having his trainers with him. Worries me. Yeah, good point. Lost one. Trap House is put, no matter how you feel about Jeff Horn, he beat Pacquiao. Yeah, facts. And Pacquiao beat fucking Keith Thurman, who I think, still do think Keith Thurman's a good fighter.
Maybe.
Was. Go on, I'm going to let you lot talk. I'm going to go quick cigarette. I'll be back in a minute.
Hey, Tyrone, we were talking about Devin Haney at the start. Loz quickly went over it. I I know you're not the biggest Haney fan, so and then we were talking a bit about Tio and Haney, but like we talked about for like what, not even 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we'll cover that. Just letting you know.
Yeah, I guess I can say a little bit about that. Yeah, Haney, I'm not, a mega fan of this guy. As it gets worse, I just my opinion about him just kind of intensifies. I mean, I was saying for a long time, that this guy was not who they made him out to be. These Mayweather imitations that they have down at these weights, these Gen Z fighters, they do talk a lot, but few of them produce results. It's a shame that there are a lot of other fighters around the same age who are fundamentally much better, but they don't really get the limelight. He's done his thing, I guess. He's become WBC champion, fighting that Mountain Muslim. A lot of people didn't even know who that guy was. I mean, I saw him fight Hank Lundy. He beat him, but it was a good win, I guess. And then Gamboa, I mean, he was doing a lot of talking about how he was going to knock him out. Then it turned to what happened? What it turned to?
I said it was boring.
Punishment or something like that. But
oh yeah, punish him from start to finish or something.
Yeah. I mean, he is a good fighter. He's a solid fighter, but future of the sport, definitely not.
Look, man, I will say this always. Tank is special. I don't see Devin Haney as special.
No, Devin can't do anything with Tank. Devin won't be able to
hang with him
at all. I don't want to hear any of this stuff about he'll outbox him and things like that. What do people see? He's not even as good as Jaron Ennis.
Like I highly rate
Ennis, but Jaron Ennis is way better than Devin Haney, and nobody talks about him as much as they talk about Devin Haney.
Yep. Tank's special. Tank's the man. You know what beats Tank? Himself right now.
Yeah, and weight. I mean, he won't do anything past 140, but Tank, for his size and where he's at, I think he beats all those guys at 135. Lopez, Lopez
he's getting knocked out.
Tank either.
He's getting knocked out. Tio is getting knocked out if he fights Tank. Ryan is a fake. That is one of the fakest people you will meet in your life. He is not a fighter. Davis, I mean, he walked down Leo Santa Cruz and he was just high guarding and taking it on the arms, blocking the body shots. And
there wasn't much coming back, I won't lie. But as far as, I mean, there was a bunch of, powerless shots coming back. But the fact that was the best I saw Santa Cruz look.
He did well. I told everyone Santa Cruz.
Tank would not be fighting like that.
No, but Tank can do it both ways. He can go on the back foot.
Right, he was doing it all. Tank was doing it all. I mean, he was getting touched because he wanted to get touched. I mean, nobody wants to get touched, but he didn't have to. He wasn't in serious danger if he got caught with, 3, 4, 5 in a row.
You see, that's the type of fight you want. I don't want to see Gamboa Haney. I don't want to see Gambosa's Lopez. I don't want to see that. I want to see Leo versus Tank. Those are good fights. Those are action-packed fights. And, that's stuff that we as the fans can appreciate. When Lopez talks about Gambosos and all these other dudes, I don't want to hear that shit. Lopez has got to fight Haney, I
mean, Lopez.
That's how I feel about Haney.
First thing Lopez needs to do is fix his teeth. That's number one. Priority number one is to get his teeth fixed.
Yeah.
He just got a bag. Number two is what you're talking about, right? Getting, fighting Haney and fighting Tank Davis. And what did we say about him versus Haney? That would just be a staring contest, right? That would just be a staring contest. You know, Haney might or
Yeah, sorry, I'm just moving it. Hold on a sec. I'll be back in a
okay.
sec.
Yep.
All right, I'm back. Geez, everyone's in the chat here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, staring contest, because here's the thing, right? Haney is going to be aware of Lopez's power,
Yep.
and you know Haney's good at getting you out of position, but he won't be able to get Tiafimo out of position because Tia's very good at not getting put out of position. Like for example, with look at Straight Fighter, Loz, man, you got to get back on. I'm calling you. EJ wants to get on. Like Loma couldn't get the angle when he tried to on Lopez. So
Yeah.
it's they're gonna freeze each other out on that fight. It's gonna be a lot of pawing with the jab, a lot of body jabs, a lot of just touching with the lead hand, a lot of that stuff. But and then it'll be some weird decision. Either, you know, fucking Lopez will get the decision or Haney will get it, and then or it's a draw, and then
Then it's
it'll
gonna
be,
be
oh no, I came
I
to
want to
fight.
fight.
You,
Yeah, I
you
came
know.
to fight. He didn't want to fight. I did this. I didn't do this. I mean, boxing is so predictable sometimes, especially a matchup like that. Both guys with the low left hand just looking at each other. Okay, you throw. No, you throw.
Which one is going to use the damn shoulder roll? Because that shoulder roll works on 5'4" fighters, not
Yeah.
guys that are 5'8", 5'9", who can hit and who have accuracy. Because Haney, look, John Wilson, Haney sits on his punches. I mean, he throws it from his hip. His right hook and his overhead right, those are his bread and butter.
When he fought that guy from Mexico or wherever they found him, and he threw that punch from his heel. Forget his hip. He threw it from his heel and rounded it about almost like 3/4, a whole rotation. I mean, anybody could see it. I was half asleep and I saw it. I said, this will put him out of there, because that Mexico guy said, hi, okay, hit me. And that's what went down. I mean, that guy was nobody, and they put it as a KO of the year.
Loz always steps away at the wrong time. The KO of the year, what? When was that, 2019?
That Moran fight, I mean, that guy was a joke.
So you're telling me that Deontay Wilder's knockout over Brazil wasn't as good as that?
I think 2019 or 2018. I have to forget the thing.
Hold on, let me look it up right now. Devin talks too much.
Lord.
He doesn't really back it up.
Our Lord.
Where was this dude born? San Francisco. Oh my God. 2019. It was in the same month as well.
Well, DAZN put it as KO of the year.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know if, of course DAZN will do that, but I mean, it did not impress me one bit.
He fought 12-0 and 11-0 in his last 3. I mean, those are novices. Abdulayev and Santiago.
Abdulayev? Oh, yeah. And that Santiago guy doesn't even box full-time. That Abdulayev literally is from a cave. He's one of those mountain Muslim guys.
Oh, okay. Like Khabib.
Yep.
Yep.
A cave.
Man, what a mess boxing is in, though. That's why, I got to praise Tank so much and Leo, because they put that damn event on, and it was so good. Hey, Loz, EJ is asking for the link.
I think he's still out. Yeah, going for it.
No, he's in the Loz is in the chat, I think. Oh, but he's probably, I don't know.
I'm here. I've just got back in the room. I was just texting. Bruce Ghost, salute, brother. Derek Bailey, salute to you. Straight Fighter, salute. Yeah, DB. I think I've seen someone put DB. That's he's there anyway. So EJ, put the first letter of your email in, bro, and then I'll find you. I can't remember what your email is.
I just sent you a message, mate. That's what he said.
Oh, right. What on what in the private chat?
I have no idea. He can't be in the private chat because he doesn't have the link.
No.
But we were talking about Haney.
EJ,
Fuck Haney, man.
Nah, don't say that. Haney's is the real deal, man.
No.
Oh man.
How good do you think he is, though, Laws?
Me, truthfully.
The next big thing, superstar of the sport, we should all pray to him.
No, I wouldn't go that far because he needs to be fighting people like Tank or Teofimo Lopez. But I think he's going to be I think he's a talented kid anyway. I think he's going to be a good fighter.
If you say he's going to be a good, I agree with that. Elite, even if you say he's elite, I'll give you that one. But a lot of people have made him out to be the next, the future of the sport. He is not, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't think he can do anything with Tank.
Look, hey, like I said F Haney because I don't like the man's attitude. I don't like his attitude. I like his discipline. He has a good discipline. I just don't like he talks a bit too much sometimes. Like he's talking about Tank. Do me a favor. Do not talk bad about Tank because when you get in that ring,
Tank's an excellent fighter. But I think Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney beat Teofimo Lopez
in a staring contest.
No, I think he does. I think he would beat him. I don't know. Teofimo Lopez.
Me and
Walker as well. And he's an excellent.
We feel the same about that fight. I mean, both of them are going to be there with their left hand. I'll just repeat myself, with their left hand lying low, right? And they think they're going to shoulder roll to the bank. I mean, at the end of the 12 rounds, it's going to be, somebody lands 2 or 3 more punches in a fight of maybe a total of 200 punches. 80% of those are jabs. And they're going to say, no, I want the fight. I came to fight. I want the fight.
Tyrone,
a deal. Mm-hmm.
Are you on your computer, bro? How do you copy him? I don't know how you copy and paste, mate.
Yeah, I'll put it here.
If you drop the link in the chat, mate, then he'll maybe get on.
Okay.
I'm shit.
I'm getting some.
Where's Tony Bellew coming up in this chat?
Nah, someone brought it up.
Yeah, I think
that weight division crap. I don't care.
Oh yeah, I'm not interested in that. That's WBC just looking for more money, isn't he? That fucking Maurizio Sullivan, fat fucker. He's a fucking con man, him. Bullshit, man. There's way too many belts in boxing. I only recognise 4 belts in boxing, me. Stormy's here. Salute to you, Stormy. If you want a link, I'll drop you a link anyway, if you want to get on for the last hour. Tyrone's dropped the link, so if anyone wants to jump on, just click on it. Great show today, Stormy. I listened to all that, mate. I was doing jobs around the house, but great live stream today. Bose's put, I agree, watch a value. Openly diss homosexuals before, and now he's praising his brother for getting married to a dude. Well, yeah, I know, but boss, that's fucked up, that is. Yeah,
just
but
back on Mauricio Suleiman. Have you guys noticed that as he's put on the pound, he's gotten bolder?
Say again.
Have you noticed that as he's put on the pounds, he's gotten even bolder?
Who's that?
Mauricio Suleiman, as he talk, like the way he talks to fans now. Like as he's gotten heavier, he's gotten more bolder with his words. I don't know why.
I don't give a crap what he has to say, to be fair, and how he speaks. That guy's an idiot. And that's it.
Yeah, he is.
A fool. He's a fool.
Every time he's like, the WBC needs to, all this stuff.
You
Yeah.
are the WBC, mate. Who
Yeah.
else? Who else? A few advisors. Yeah, salute Stormy and salute Brotherhood.
Yeah, salute to you, brother. Right. So let's just get back to this Devon Haney business, because you two are putting the downers on this guy. I'll get you on the eye of the storm. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm ready for that, Stormy. I need to speak to you behind the scenes.
I'm very reasonable with Haney.
Mitchell Sullivan is a criminal. Yeah, for real.
Maybe even elite, but anything.
You don't think he's elite?
No, I said maybe even elite at one point is what I meant. Someday. But as far as being, next level fighter, transcendent star sort of a thing, no. Point blank, period.
It's Tank.
What? So who do you think wins in the fight then, if it's ever made? Tank versus Devon Haney, if they ever.
Tank crushes him.
You think?
Yeah. I don't want to hear all this stuff about he can outbox him. You're not going to shoulder roll over. You're not going to shoulder roll to the bank.
Yeah.
I don't really want to like for the safety of Devon Haney. He should wait for that fight. And I'm not kidding. Like, he should not fight Tank now. He should probably wait till he. Actually, maybe he should get Tank now. See, like, that's how confident I am in Tank.
Who has he fought with speed and power?
No.
Nobody. Gamboa is past it, and he looked out of shape in that fight. Well, not out of shape like a heavyweight, of course not. But
send you the link, Stormy, if you want to get on, bro.
He's always getting there when he has the advantage. What if he doesn't have the advantage athletically?
Tremendous fighter.
Huh?
I'm just saying, Tank is a tremendous fighter. You got to give him credit. I like Tank, and I like Devon Haney. I think they're great fighters. I like Teofimo Lopez. I like Regis Prograis. I think Regis Prograis is a phenomenal fighter.
I don't know if he could beat Regis Prograis.
Yeah, it's a tough fight. That Prograis is a tough boy, man.
Because all of a sudden, when Prograis came over to his dad, the energy switched.
Hey, is he true?
Switches. Yeah, I love when the energy switches. I've seen it several times.
Oh, he's a dog. Regis is, man. Regis is a dog.
Oh, that guy is so good.
Yeah, he's a great fight, Regis. I was so glad to see him back in the ring the other week and get that early.
Doubling up on his leg.
Rid of that Mayweather guy fairly quickly.
Yeah, he demolished him, didn't he?
Man, all the Mayweather guys have been getting blown away.
Yeah. Do you ever think they'll fight again now, Regis and Josh Taylor?
No.
Do you not reckon?
No, I don't.
Regis has said he wants to stay at 140.
I think Taylor will move up.
Taylor moves up and gets killed.
Yeah, after he beats Ramirez. Well, I think he'll beat Ramirez.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I hope Ramirez wins, though. I hope he wins. Because he can't beat him. But Josh is
got two good fighters.
It's a style, man. It's a style.
Yeah. I mean, Ramirez didn't look too good against Victor Postol, did he?
Nah. A lot of people said I had Ramirez winning, but I mean, it was a really close fight. Postol is just too frail. If he had some weight on him, he could probably win that fight.
But it's Tank's matchmaking that acts me off. The dude is talent. We want to see him. It's some good love. I think you will, though, boss. I think you will now. Because do you know what pisses me off, though? What people always say about Tank? He hasn't fought anyone. Go back and watch. Go back and watch Tank when he beat
Raza.
Yeah, Pedraza's a fucking great fighter.
Yeah,
you got to think, what's that? 4 years ago. 4 years ago, Tank demolished him.
Yeah, or 3 years ago. Yeah, almost 4 years ago. Yeah, that and Santa Cruz are probably his best wins. Santa Cruz, like, you can't lie. Like, he was thing is, he looked ready to go. I mean, as far as he put on quality weight, you know, he looked lean. I might even say he might have been using. You know, he looked noticeably bigger and leaner, right, as he moved up. But yeah, it is a guy who's, you know, who came up. So
Kenneth Johnson's he's got Taylor.
yep, I do.
I think that's against Ramirez.
Yep.
Yeah, Josh Taylor's a good fighter, man. He's a good fighter. Tough as nails over them Scots, man. People don't understand over here.
Limit, though.
Oh, say again, bro.
Me and Watcher are saying that we believe 140 is his limit. When he moves up to 47, he can beat maybe some middle of the road guys, even good, solid guys, but he's not touching the elite guys at 147 because he doesn't have outside games.
Yeah.
He can be trying to get into it. Like, imagine him versus Porter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh,
he's not going to out-tough the football player.
Porter's a fucking wrecking machine, isn't he?
Yeah.
Let me quickly catch up on this chat.
That's a perfect way.
Straight fighters, but I don't like Lopez because he's got a big mouth like Davies. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Salute Ricky. Salute to your brother. Bosey's he's fought decent level. I agree, Loz, but there's another level to go. Yeah, I think so. Boz, but I think you're going to see that now from Tank Davies. Me personally, I think Tank's a completely different person now. And he showed that against Leo Santa Cruz. He went away. He kept himself out of the media. He kept his head down. He trained hard. He said what he was going to do. He got in the ring and he did do what he said he was going to do. But all praises to Leo Santa Cruz because, tell you what, you can't take it away from Santa Cruz. He didn't come to lie down, which I thought he was going to. That boy came to fight, and he was doing okay until he got clocked with that devastating uppercut. And no one's ever fucking knocked Leo Santa Cruz out. Never. And fucking hell. I think it took a week for wake him up, didn't he? That was a devastating knockout, that.
And he was smiling after it.
Yeah. Even when he went down, he was smiling.
Yeah.
Say cheese.
I like Leo Santa Cruz, so I do can't knock the boy. I think he's a good fighter, man.
You see, that's how you take a knockout, a vicious uppercut knockout loss. You get up, you smile, you give credit to the other team.
Yeah,
you don't get knocked out and then say the ref didn't let me get up. I got hit by a lucky punch. I wasn't out cold. I think we all know who I'm talking about, so I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, he's a great fighter, Santa Cruz, man. I like I say, I take my hat off to him. He didn't stay there and lie down. The boy came to fight. So, yeah, just let me put this 245. Salute, Ricky. Hope you're good, brother. Right, so, do G's here. What's up, Stormy? Salute to you, brother.
What's up, man? What's good with you guys?
What's up, Stormy?
I'm doing all right. Brother. Just finished feeding my face, man.
Great show today. Oh, congrats on getting to 1,000 subs as well, Stormy. That's fucking excellent, man. It's over the moon when I seen that.
Thank you, man. You know, I was talking today on the show, and I mentioned you, as a matter of fact, Laws, because you were one of the main inspirations to me. Because, you know, when I had put out that short video announcing that I was going to drop some content, about a month and a half went by, and you sent me a couple of messages. You was like, "Hey, Stormy, what's up with the content? When you gonna drop something?" And I was like, "Oh man, I got people out here. I opened my mouth, so now I gotta deliver." So I remember you. Yeah, I remember you encouraging me to go ahead and do it. And so now Now you guys can't shut me up.
Yeah, I don't need to, man. We need people like you in the community. Most definite people like you. Most definite. I tell you, he's got a good channel as well. This young brother in the chat, man. He likes all his old fighters and stuff. Straight fighter. He's always chucking up all the Ruben Carter videos and stuff like that. Got a good channel, man. Got a good
Yeah.
channel. Yeah, so how'd you see it going tonight then, Stormy?
Man, Crawford gonna whoop this dude's behind, man. He's gonna whoop his behind, I think. It's gonna be a good fight, though. I don't think it's gonna be lopsided. Although the outcome, the ending could be lopsided, but I think it'll be competitive for a duration. But just knowing that Crawford is more versatile, and let's just face it, no one's ever talked about Kell Brook as if he was class of the welterweights. He's always been a very good, solid fighter, and he's a now former champion. But they've never spoken of him being the guy that Crawford is, even though he's moved up from lower divisions, or the other guys who are currently at the division who may be present or former champions. So Brook has always been thought to be a solid, good fighter.
Yeah.
Well, Crawford is contingent, on things how go. He's gonna be, when it's all said and done, the one who's labeled a great fighter. So it's like there is a separation there. You can't get beyond that there's a separation. Bud being dropped in the past or whatever, greater fighters than Bud have found themselves on the canvas. Sweet Pea Whitaker was dropped by Roger Mayweather, and he turned around and dropped Roger Mayweather. You understand? And still won a close unanimous decision. So it's like, it can happen. That's what happens in boxing. You want to see fighters tested. You want them to see, you want to see them come back from challenge and adversity.
Yeah.
That's what will define their position in the sport. For those who want to just see the guys that they like to see fight, just win and don't have a challenge, or don't get some type of adversity in their path during a match or whatever, those people have to realize you're watching a fighter that's fighting hand-picked opponents.
Yeah.
Because a guy who is in there trying to win, that gives you a chance to see how really good the guy that you support is, and what can he do about when someone asks questions of him that he's never been asked before. So, another thing, my favorite fighter is Evander Holyfield, right? And now, I remember when he took on Burt Cooper. Burt Cooper was the first guy to knock Holyfield down in his professional career, and that's cruiserweight or heavyweight, right?
Excuse me. Yeah, I remember that story.
When Holyfield reeled into those ropes and Mills Lane started counting, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
But what was great about that, man, Holyfield took it like 3 or 4 notches up for the rest of the fight till they stopped Burt Cooper. And it's like, you never would have enjoyed the fact of getting that window, because that was the window into Evander being a real warrior. Yeah. Because the next fight that he was challenged like that was Riddick Bowe. And we just did that show on the Riddick Bowe fight, right? Where he was, the champ and Bowe was the challenger. But that 10th round, when Bowe looked to have Holyfield out on his feet, then Holyfield comes back. And by the end of the round, Holyfield is winning the rest of the round. It's like, that was amazing.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah.
So think, if Holyfield never fought Bowe, you remove that from his history. He never fought Burt Cooper. You remove that from his history. Maybe the Tyson fight, the Lennox Lewis fight, the Ray Mercer fight, all of those things don't happen.
Yeah.
But they happened because he was put through trial, and he was tested. So, yeah, I welcome the challenge that Kel brings to Bud tonight, and Bud brings to Kel, because what's going to show is class.
Yeah. Yeah. Stormy, do you not think at the time though, when Kel was the IBF champion, do you not think that he was at one point he was the best 147 fighter at the time?
I would say that he was probably every bit as good as Thurman. And what we've learned about Thurman in the aftermath is similar to what we've learned about Kel. You know, the jury's still out on them, because Kel, he couldn't beat Spence. And I don't think of the Triple G fight. Just let's him moving up there. I thought that going in was a bad thing to do. So, I never even think about that as much. I know he got injured from that and everything, but I'm just speaking of his welterweight career. He and Thurman have a lot more in common, because Thurman he looked awesome against second-rate opponents. Yeah. But when he stepped up to fight the guys that were really at his level, he went the distance and had close decision win or loss, So what that tells me is he wasn't special to turn away the challenges of guys who were considered at his level. He couldn't do anything with that, so he basically stays where he is. That's the way I see Kell Brook as well. See, Spence defeated Brook. Had the injury not happened, it would have gone to a decision. We would have seen how that worked out. Maybe they don't give Spence a decision. Maybe it's close. Maybe it's a draw or whatever. And then you have to run it back. See, there's a lot of questions there. And who else has he beat at that level, like that you consider Spence? Now, when he beat Sean Porter 6-7 years ago, Sean Porter has improved tremendously since then. Sean is not the fighter that he was when Brook fought him many years ago. Matter of fact, Sean was so one-dimensional, that's why Brook was able to defeat him that way. Yeah, he jabbed him, he punched him, and he grabbed him and hold him and reset over and over again to the final bell. When you look at Spence's fight with Sean challenged Spence to the limits. And I personally think the difference in the fight was the knockdown. And it wasn't the type of knockdown where he was knocked on his butt. He glove barely touched the canvas. You could say he buckled him more than he knocked him down. And that was a damn close fight. And that fight was closer than Spence's fight with Kell. So it's like, when you put all of this together, you're talking about a series of guys and matches that are very on the level. They're very close to one another. And very little separates them from one another. This is why they must happen. You can speculate all day long, but until men get in the ring and are faced with those same challenges that they ask of one another and see how people respond to it, you can't give them too much credit. But see, lastly, the thing about Crawford moving up from smaller divisions, understand that he is a multi-division champion. He's beat and faced the best guy at each stage until he got to welterweight, where for whatever reason they weren't chomping at the bit to get in there with him. I really believe if it wasn't Bud taking the belt from Jeff Horn, any other guys from the PBC would have jumped at the opportunity to try to take that belt from Jeff Horn. You see? But they haven't done the same with Bud. Why? Because Bud is more of a task to handle. Now, that doesn't mean they're afraid of him, but what would they risk if they lose to him? You see, they would risk certain things that they are enjoying. And one of those things would be like, had they fought Jeff Horn, any of them would have been the so-called A side against Horn, right?
Yeah.
If Horn beats them, it's a miraculous victory. But with Bud, if the fight is close, if they lose to Bud, it's like they lose a little bit more and they give him more. See, so that's the politics of the sport, which I hate.
Yeah.
But all these guys got to do is sign the line and go in there and show. Because at the end of the day, if you're really good, nobody can hold that back away from you. That's why I really love fighters like Sweet Pea Whitaker, who was so good for so long. He was in there. He fought everybody. And even at advanced age, when he fought Felix Trinidad, the fight was still close. Yes, Trinidad did win, but Sweet Pea was really at the end of his career by that time.
Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. EJ, salute, brother. How are you?
Yeah. What's going on, peoples? What's going on?
Yeah,
Everyone needs to wake up out of the dead, boy. We got another great fight coming up. What's up, the panel? Big up to everyone on the panel. Big up to everyone in the chat. Yeah, man. We got another great fight coming up, man. Whether it's going to be competitive is the conversation. But boy, a great fight nonetheless. You see the thing is, right? When I look at this fight, it's a tales of what Kel's got left and how good is Crawford still pound for pound, because I don't know why, what it is, I don't know why people are bombing on Crawford, I don't know for whatever reason. You know the guy he fought, that Chigalkas, whatever his name is, I don't know, I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Because he got dropped there or slipped, whatever it was, it's like, nah, he ain't that good. But Crawford's been like the pound for pound number one from time, you know what I mean? Everyone he faces, for real, like the most skilled fighter in the sport, without a doubt, And now he's going against Kell Brook, arguably the best fighter that he's facing since Gamboa. Now, the problem is now where with Crawford now with Kell Brook, how much is left? You know what I mean? I mean, the last time he was at 147, I think it was probably Errol Spence. He got the eye injuries. He's won his last two fights, whatever. But you know the Golovkin loss and Errol Spence. But listen to this though, right? He was probably one of the first guys to give Golovkin a good routing, Give Golovkin, you moved him up. Touched him up nicely, right?
Put the blueprint out there, bro.
Yeah, exactly, right? Moved him up, right? Even though he lost the fight, you know what I mean? Whatever, because, welterweight. I mean, I talked to Kevin Lewisham. You remember him? He fought Felix.
I do,
And he gave me, when I was at the press conference there in that, Dan Raphael and all them, and I went up to him, he goes, look, it's all synthetics. He goes, he's really a well. When he gets up there, he's gonna know it. And he was telling me like, nah, he ain't got a shot there because everyone saw Kel's big and strong at the weight. Them guys who say them big and strong at the weight, they don't know nothing about boxing. Well, I mean, big and strong at the weight. That's a common for someone who's a casual. Anyone knows about boxing, it's skill set. You know what I mean? Has he got the skill set to beat Golovkin? He definitely had skill, but in the day, like, was he gonna be able to hit him and move? Because I talked to Lloyd Hannigan as well. He was around fight week as well.
The ragamuffin man.
The ragamuffin. I was talking to him as well, and he told me flat out it needs to be like a thief in the night. He goes, he's a hit and run for his life. He goes, just don't need to be standing there. He told me straight, but that's not who Kell is. Kell's like, I'm a fighter. I'm tough. I can go in there, I hit anybody. As soon as I hit him with the brownies, I know I'll do him, Bobby. I'll do him. As soon as I hit him, I'll knock him straight out. I'm telling you. Watch me. Eddie told me I can beat him. I interview Kell. Kell's cool people, right? So I was like, so Kell's not that person. Kell's a guy, he likes to impose. He's an imposing guy. So two things, when he fought Golovkin, two worlds are going to collide. Something's got to give. And it did like Golovkin for a bit, but then Golovkin, Abel Sanchez turned it up and just put it on him. And, we saw the results, right? Now we go down, right? Eddie goes, because Eddie, this is the thing, right? And there's the argument with Eddie, and we're going to get into that. So I got a long spill a bit, because I've been upset from Eddie what he did to Kell for long. Kell should have been fighting Jesse Vargas for the unified championship when Jesse Vargas was WBA. Jesse Vargas asked for I think it was like $3 million or something like that. Eddie goes, it's too much money, right? And he didn't want to give him a fight. So then Chris Eubank didn't want to fight Golovkin, right? And it was messing Eddie around. Eddie called him in the dead of night and said, Kell, do you want to fight him? Kell said, yeah. And we know what happened, right? But Kell should have no way been in that fight with Golovkin, but he did. Nonetheless, right? He comes back down to welterweight. He gives him a home show in Sheffield United. You know what I mean? Because obviously he made the money from the Golovkin. He made 5 mil. Eddie's got money. He got money. But Kel's reputation of getting beat. Now he gives Errol Spence arguably one of his hardest fights of his career. So Kel will give you a test now. But ultimately, Kel, even when he was fighting Sean Porter, he starts to fade it down the stretch. That's been his MO. He fades down the stretch, but he beat Sean Porter. Congrats, yeah. But after that, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He got apparently, I don't know if this is true, he got stabbed in the leg because he was trying to move to another man. You know what I mean? In another country. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what was put out, right? But what I'm saying is that injury.
He did get stabbed though. Yeah, you're right.
Apparently he was celebrating. And you know what I mean? I don't know. They say Kel swings both ways. And one of the guys, you know, he was around the gangsters. It was serious shit, you know. This is what I heard. Like, you know what I mean? If you don't know, he's around one of them gangsters and he's like, yeah, Bobby, I want you to taste my chocolate brownies. And he goes, what? The guy said, what? And he's, and the guy, Kel tried to roll up and the guy said, listen, mate, I don't care if you're a fighter, I'll stab you. Kel goes, you can't do nothing to me. And apparently the guy just stabbed him in his leg, bro, straight. So that's what I heard anyway, right? Moving on, right? Anyway, let's get to the fight now. So now, is Kel supposed to give Crawford a tough test, but Crawford is supposed to overcome it and win the fight. That's what we're looking for. Kel is only going to come one way. He only knows how to find way. He can box a bit, but ideally, Kel is a predator. He likes to get in there, and like to land the right hand and left hook, which is ideal for the southpaw fighter and on Crawford, And Crawford is up for the fight. He's trying to show that, boy, I'm still pound for pound number one. I'm still the man in the division. I'm still the guy that everyone needs to face. So you have two ideal, but really most people think as soon as Crawford lands anywhere around the eye injury, and you saw with the Errol Spence, you see how his eye swells up. His eyes swell up quick, you know. But the Kel was trying to say the reason why his L swelled up because he moved from middleweight down to welterweight to fight Errol Spence. And it's true. It's like when Roy Jones dropped from heavyweight down through from when he fought John Maurice to fight Tarba. But he still won the fight. Well, he lost that fight. He drained him. He said that kind of drained him. So fine, whatever. But he lost the fight. But he said this one, he's back. He came bang on 47. Crawford came a bit under. And the funny thing is, even though Crawford was undisputed at 140, people still think Crawford has things to prove. You know what I mean? But Kel has things to prove. Kel's trying to prove that if he beats Crawford, that he's still a name at welterweight. So it's two worlds collided. Who's going to win? Can Crawford put on a great exhibition and outpoint Kel? Even if he outpoints Kel, he'll get criticism. If he stops Kel, they go, oh, yeah, you should have stopped him because Golovkin and thingy stopped him. Crawford's in a no-win situation in this one. All Kel's got to do is go the distance, and people say, look how embarrassed the pound for pound. So it's a kind of a quandary kind of fight. But that's purely like it really. If this fight happened when Kel never had them injuries, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it would have been a harder fight. But because he has them injuries and because he has been stopped, I think Crawford will probably beat him late in the rounds, and that Kel will probably stop because I think that Kel's defense is not the best, and he's looking to knock out Crawford. That's the way I see it. There's no way he's trying in there to outbox Crawford. That's not happening, bro. He's gonna try and go in there and let Crawford land a couple to land his straight right down the pipe and try and hit it. Trying to say Crawford could, if he gets touched by Kell Brook, he's gonna be in trouble now. You know what I mean? So, but I got Crawford winning the fight, and it's gonna be a good fight for us to watch because he's very intriguing. You know what I mean? In terms of the welterweight. So, boy, I'm glad that I wasn't gonna cover it because I remember in the week and I was thinking, Crawford's just going to win easy, But as time's gone on, one of the guys that I know has actually put 150 down on Kell Brook to win the fight, bro. 150, yeah. So I'm like, oh, you put 150 down? He goes, yes. And that then got my ears tempering. Think, actually, you know what? People in the UK are actually on it, And another thing as well, before I break off, because I'm sure other people want to say, if Kell Brook was to beat Crawford, Eddie Hearn will get roasted. I'll tell you why.
Believe
Eddie Hearn's blocking Kell Brook, Eddie Hearn's blocking Kell Brook. Well, the blocking Kell Brook on all the thing. That's what Kell Brook's saying on Sky. He won't let the fight be on Sky and them things for Kell to make money. So if Kell Brook was to go over there without Eddie Hearn, without Dominic Ingle to do that, that'll be that'll for the UK. Boy, it'd be as big as when Lloyd Hunnigan came over and beat Donald Curry. But hey, listen, anything can happen in boxing. You never know. And like Lomachenko versus Lopez, boy, in boxing, you never know. You have to watch the fights to see the fights. But hey, big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to Lossie and Lossie, one of the best channels here. Big up to all you guys who come over boxing and that. And I appreciate you letting me come on. I'll catch you guys later, man. Nice one.
All right, EJ. Peace to you, brother. So
Man,
absolute
he
EJ.
talks so much, bro. He don't breathe one time between any
Nah,
sentence, bro.
he likes his
I don't know how
boxing
you,
now. Go on, brother. I'd salute to you, bro. You, what's your prediction?
man. Tonight, Terrence Crawford is getting fucked up. It's
Damn.
the end of the hype job, man. I've been calling this for so long, bro. Tonight
Yeah.
is the night. Bob Earl got it out for him. He tired of his shenanigans. How long can you cherry pick for a man? Bro, you really want to live in a world where it's okay for you to fight Julius and Dongos of the world because they got a belt. But people are writing off people like Keith Thurman and Sean Porter saying, oh, why should Crawford fight them? They ain't got no belts. You see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going with this? Are we really respecting Ndongo more than Sean Porter and Keith Thurman in this sport? Y'all out of y'all goddamn mind, man. These fans get on my nerves, bro, with that type of stuff. When Keith Thurman beat Sean Porter, that was one of his marquee wins, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did Porter have a belt when that fight happened?
No.
Exactly. But it's one of his marquee wins. Meanwhile, Crawford then fought all these guys with belts, and it doesn't matter to most logical boxing fans. I don't care. And Dongo could have had 80 belts.
Excuse me.
You know, and it still wouldn't matter because we know who the boxing fans really respect in this sport, whether they got a belt or not. You telling me you rather see Jeff Horn versus Crawford for a belt, a WBO belt, rather than Terrence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao for no belt?
Yeah. I can see your point, bro. Yeah. But
yeah, that's what Terrence Crawford been living off of for all these years. Getting, all these little technicalities, bro, these trinkets. They making the fans love the trinkets and the little empty accomplishments more than, what we really want. We want Sean Porter versus Crawford no matter what. It don't gotta be no belt on the line. But these Crawford fans and people like them, that's all they care about is the trinkets, because that's what he made his career all about. But he wonder why he ain't getting his respect at the same time. He'll be the first to tell you, I won't get my respect until I retire. You see why, bro? You ain't fighting nobody that we respect. And people want to act so confused. But it's about to end tonight. Just like I said with Lomachenko, it was all hype, bro.
Oh, I know I'll give you credit there, brother Rod. You've always been on Lomachenko's neck from day one, when I first saw you.
Yeah, I've been on both of their necks, bro, because I know what's going on. It's you glorifying trinkets, but you ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to focus on what the fans really want. And by the time you get there, you about to get exposed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
go on, I'll let one of you other brothers jump on. I'm just gonna go for a quick cigarette. Good talk though, brother Rod. You made some good points there, bro.
For sure, man. I'm just tired of it.
Go on, if someone wants to lead off, follow up on that. Watch you, Tyro. Stormy.
Well, I have something to say. What's the brother's name? Just finished talking.
He's called the Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood. Okay. I would have to disagree with his comparison of putting Bud and Lomachenko in the same circumstance, because that is about as far from the truth as you can get. But Crawford is not a hype job. His boxing ability and his skills are off the charts, and that is by his talent alone. Lomachenko was marketed as a guy who was something that he was not. They made certain that certain fights didn't take place so they could keep him in a certain position. And not only that, they even tried to publicly erase the loss that he had while they were still marketing him. And that is something that Crawford hasn't experience, because he has always come up the hard way. You talk about how he's been put through the divisions. The fights that he's had have not been setup fights, but there are definitely fighters that would like to be in a position to make money in a fight with him, but not want to risk at this stage what they may have already. That's totally different from the Lomachenko situation. And
But
I'll
can I ask you a question before
I'll
you-
just hold on a second. Hold on a second. You spoke and I didn't interrupt or anything. Please,
I don't
just let me finish making my point.
You made.
4 years ago, when Manny Pacquiao could have made a fight with Bud Crawford, the funny thing was that people forget the interview that Freddie Roach gave, where he spoke about the challenges that Bud Crawford would bring if he would have faced Manny Pacquiao. And Freddie Roach said, I don't think that's a good matchup for Manny, because Bud can do everything Floyd can do. And besides that, he can switch, which is the highest compliment coming from Manny's own trainer. Okay, Freddie Roach, who's respected, who they've called Coach of the Year and Coach of the Lifetime and everything else that they've awarded him, which I don't necessarily agree with myself. But to compliment this man, where at that time he was still just, about to come up from 140. And that was a fight that he said that he didn't want to see Manny take because of his ability. That is not hype. That is something coming from someone who has seen the sport. And that's something that cannot be denied. And then later, just a year ago, we had Bob Arum come out and openly admit he blocked the fight with Manny and Bud. Why? Because he wanted the Manny situation to continue on whatever their agenda was. And that fight would have made Bud a superstar. If you ever seen the movie The Godfather, when that guy Johnny Fontaine went to The Godfather and said, hey, this guy won't give me a Hollywood role. He was like, the role is perfect for me. And, Godfather, please help me out. And they sent Tom out there to talk to that film producer, who said, I'm not gonna make that guy a star putting him in this movie. And that's when the guy woke up, the film producer woke up with the horse head in his bed. But the thing about it was not to get so much into the movies. It was about the point being made. There are certain fights that if you make the match and it happens, somebody will be made a star. So somebody wanted to keep this young man on the outskirts of things. And there's a reason for that. Why the reason is, we don't know. We might find out tonight, because he's coming up at the end of a contract. And if Bud happens to have a spectacular performance tonight, meaning that he presses the gas because he wants to put himself in position to get the proper fights, so he will earn the respect in the ring. That's where he wants it. He doesn't want people to just wish and heap accolades upon him like they do so many other fighters who've proven jack doo-doo in the ring. He wants to do it in the ring, but he doesn't have the type of personality to be vociferous and being boldly spoken and all of that. He's just a young guy from Omaha, but he's got a promoter out there that's not trying to make that happen for him. That's not his fault. It's his fault that that's who he's signed up with, but it's not his fault that he is out there doing the job, but they're not marketing him like they could. That's not Bud's fault. But I guarantee you put him in there with people who are supposed to challenge, he's the type of fighter that will rise to that challenge. And we'll see that beginning tonight. That's all.
Preach.
Yeah, we gonna find out. But I guess all of Terence Crawford's career is based on. It's always based on what people think other fighters didn't want to risk versus him or whatever. It's basically all a guessing game with him. Like Sean Porter didn't want to risk his belt, so he didn't fight Crawford. He went and fought Spence. When fighting Spence is a risk in itself. Keith Thurman, you know what I'm saying? All of these fighters that y'all want to say is ducking or whatever, they all been taking risk in their own right. So that makes absolutely no sense. And I just don't understand where people getting this from. Like these high expectations, it don't match what his resume look like. It don't match. Like you could say he got all the skills in the world. Most people will say Lomachenko was the more skilled fighter compared to Crawford, which is why even his own what you call it, his own promotion had Lomachenko ranked above Crawford and Andre Ward when they were still active. So obviously his own promotion don't even think he's the most skilled fighter over there. And all of these trinkets didn't change any of that, because that's when Crawford was undisputed and Lomachenko just had one or two belts at the time. So it ain't all about that. Y'all want to equate having these belts and being undisputed and just fighting who's in front of you, and these fighters is ducking him, and yeah, it's every excuse to try to push him to the top when he ain't really proved a damn thing versus a well-respected fighter. So we could keep doing this forever and ever until he actually get in the ring with somebody that's actually going to test him. That's when all the questions going to be answered. So we going to see tonight, because he in with a real one. If he win this fight, I'll give him all the credit in the world. I'm going to make a video and say I'm done harassing him because he finally did what I've been asking him to do for years. But until that happens, I'm always going to question his actual ability at the highest level, because I ain't seen him do none of this versus a well-respected fighter. Yeah, Keith Thurman looked great when he was fighting fighters on the level of Ndongo and Jeff Horn. So what are we really saying? Like, he ain't proved nothing yet, really. Like, if you think accomplishments is actually proving something, you don't know how boxing works nowadays, because anybody can get a belt nowadays. They got hundreds of them. Anybody can get them trinkets if you at the right place at the right time. Dude is an opportunist. He not no real solid champion. He just an opportunist. He got more opportunities to get these belts than other fighters have got. I say Regis Prograis could have did the same damn thing he did at 140, but we don't know, because Prograis didn't get the opportunities. Crawford did. He just one lucky motherfucker, I guess.
Prograis couldn't even get past Josh Taylor, man. What are you talking about? Man,
and Josh Taylor 10 times.
When you say that, when you say things like that, listen, on ESPN, you had Teddy Atlas stand there in front of Tim Bradley and Andre Ward and tell them that Vasily Lomachenko was the better fighter and the higher ranked pound for pound fighter in the world over Andre Ward, who was a more accomplished than Vasily Lomachenko 20 times over, and Bud Crawford. He said blasphemous things right in front of those two men on the air, and Andre Ward cleaned out the super middleweight division, was trying to wait around for people that you like Triple G, who was scared to go up and take on a challenge while moving up to fight him. He moved on up to light heavyweight. When people question his heart, trying to say he was afraid to go up and fight people like Sergey Kovalev, and he goes up there and he beats the guy once, and then he stops him in the second fight, and all of a sudden Kovalev is nothing now, but he was the crusher before Andre Ward got a hold of him. What happens is, in fights like this, class tells. When you get a fighter in there who is of class, it requires a challenge for him to show the class. A lot of times when fighters are good and they're beating people, people are like, oh, he ain't fighting nobody, till he get in there with someone. I gave an example of that earlier when I was speaking about Evander Holyfield and facing Riddick Bowe and everything. I don't know if you got a chance to hear that when I was speaking on it. There have been plenty of examples in life. Floyd Mayweather, as he was defeating people, right? he was beating guys and making it look easy, so much to the degree that people hated Floyd Mayweather. They just wanted to see him lose. But at the end of the day, he never did, because he kept putting the money in the bank. And I'm not talking about economic money. I'm talking about putting the skills that he brought on display. He never got outside of himself. And he was always the victor because he prepared in a manner that most of his colleagues and contemporaries didn't. Bud Crawford, you ain't heard about him being out of shape, being drunk somewhere, being some, you haven't heard those type of things. This man, he stays around with his family. He's going fishing. He's training his kids to be wrestlers and things like that. He's living his life like a guy should live his life. When it's time to box, you go out there and destroy who they put in the ring with you. Tim Bradley was singing the praises of Bud Crawford before you even heard of him, because Tim Bradley was the one that put him on so he could get on with a top-ranked promoting group like ESPN and Top Rank Boxing. Bud was fighting on the outskirts of the business of boxing because he didn't have a major promoter. But he has accomplished exactly what he has. He won his title over on foreign soil, just like Earl Spence won his title on foreign soil. But people don't want to give him credit for that. But Regis Prograis couldn't go over there and win the Muhammad Ali trophy from Josh Taylor. Okay? If you're special, you rise to the occasion. I said in a video breakdown before Regis Prograis went over there, I said, in order for him to win this fight, he has to come outside of himself, and he's going to have to sell out, meaning he's going to risk things, put it on the line to defeat this guy. If he doesn't do that, he's not going to come back victorious. And guess what? That's exactly what he didn't do. And when the fight was over and they gave him a post-fight interview in the ring, he said, well, the better man won tonight. Really? Okay. So since you fixed your mouth to say that, then why, when he just fought a couple of weeks ago, did he start talking crap again? Oh, I'm back now and I'm coming back for my title and this and that. Oh, all of a sudden he's the better man now. But he said then when he got his butt whooped that the other guy was the better man. Make up your mind. What is going on here? If you're watching quality boxing, like I said, talent tells, class sells. When you see these men in there, when they're challenged, that's when you find out exactly who they are. Okay? And a lot of them are moderate right now. I don't see a lot of greatness, but I'll tell you this, I've seen a lot of boxing in my 50 plus years. And when I saw Bud Crawford fight for the first time, I said, that kid is somebody I want to see again. There's not a lot of fighters like that. I just said the same thing about Imantas Stanionis when I saw him fight 2 weeks ago. Young, strong kid at welterweight that's coming up behind all of these guys. He's only 11 or 12-0, but he's a strong, young pit bull, and all of them that are up there with titles and in the top division better keep their eye on this guy. And no, he's not black. Okay, but he's a damn good fighter. I know what I be looking at when I see things, because experience parlays into what we're talking about here. And if you don't think that Bud Crawford had a decent career fighting the men that he has defeated, shame on you that you haven't allowed yourself to enjoy quality boxing. Because if he was not what he is, okay, these men over here on the PBC side of things, and they saying he's over there with Top Rank, they would have jumped through hoops to go over there and whoop him, because they'll make a name out of they'll make their name off of his name. But they're hesitant to do that. I didn't say they're afraid. They're hesitant because there's a risk there. And guys who are in the sport today are not necessarily on about taking risk.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
No, definitely.
Look, you said this yourself. I'm gonna keep it short. You said it yourself that a fighter can't show that he's world class until he's in there with world class fighters. That's what you said, right? Now, you just admitted pretty much that Bud Crawford haven't fought anybody world class. And you blame that on the other fighters, the other world-class fighters on PBC for not wanting to take the risk, as you say. So if you know this man ain't been in the ring with anybody world class, then why are you so confident that this man is world class? It's simple as that. It's very
I'm
simple.
confident for that because he's come up from lower weights doing what he's done. And when he has gotten up there to 147, it stopped. He fought the best at the weights where he come up from. They're the ones talking about. You guys are the ones talking about he ain't fought nobody. Well, why aren't your guys jumping in there with him then? See, that's what I'm talking about.
Wait, let me
He's
ask you a
beating
question.
world champions on the road. He's unified on the road. He's become undisputed in the last weight class he was in, and he's come up there to this division, and he initially said, when they asked him, who do you want to face? He said, all of them. I want to face all of them.
Hey, you
that's
say
his
whatever you
temperament.
want to.
That's his temperament. That's how he expresses himself. Because he doesn't say what you want to hear him say. He says like, oh, I want this guy, I want that guy, whatever. He's the type of man that he puts himself out there. He's letting his abilities do the talking for him. But that's not what you guys see.
But let me ask you a question. You just said all of this. He fought the best at this division. He went undisputed. He did this. He did that. I just explained that all these accomplishments don't add up to nothing because you gonna sit here. You can't sit here and say that he fought anybody elite, can you? Who has he fought that's actually elite? Nobody. So you can butter it up as good as you want to, and it's still gonna come down to that. That goes to show the place boxing is in. You can accomplish so much to make you almost look like a Hall of Famer without fighting anybody elite or anybody that's well respected in the boxing game. Is that what we really want out of boxing? Hell no. The fans don't want that. We want to see you fight elites. You could say they was the best in the division, but if they ain't elite, they ain't elite. So if that's what we want to get out of boxing, we want to just praise these fighters for getting all the trinkets the easiest way possible, then good luck. That's why you got people like Canelo cherry picking champions above him. So and then we butter it up like, oh, he fought the bigger man. He got this belt. He got that. But have you fought anybody elite lately? Hell no. So that's what it comes down to. We want to see elite versus the elite, not the hypothetical best versus the best. Like, nah, we want to see the real deal. The fight Keith Thurman. I don't give a fuck. Keith Thurman ain't got no belt. You fight Keith Thurman and you beat him down like you've been beating other guys. I'm gonna respect it. I'm gonna respect it more than some of these people.
Avoided him.
Can I finish? I'm gonna respect you beating a Keith Thurman for no belt more than I'm gonna respect you beating a Jeff Horn for a belt. So all these trinkets and stuff that y'all be going on and on about, it's like y'all got the belts around your own waist. You that happy? Like, they don't make no sense to me. If you don't think Crawford versus Thurman is the best thing you would be seeing, if that was to happen in the next 6 months, if that ain't the best thing you would see Crawford do, then like you crazy. I guess you happy with Jeff Horns. I'm finished. I'm done with the topic, man. Y'all never gonna get it till that boy get his chin checked.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I can see both of your points. I mean, I can see both of your points. Both of you are making great points. I mean, I agree with Stormy. Bud's accomplished a hell of a lot, man. You gotta give him respect. Well, me personally, I give Bud respect because, like Stormy said, he captured all the belts at 140. He came up to 147 and he captured the belt there. And he did say, I remember that interview where he said he did want to fight all the best. But then again, Brotherhood, I can see your point as well because there is a lot, there is some questions over the area of the fighters, what he has fought. Why isn't, I don't know. He's fucking tough one, that. Yeah, salute Pep. If you want to jump on for the last 10 minutes, you're more than welcome. Like Crush the Legend made something good. He made a statement somewhere in the chat about him not fighting Sean Porter. and things like that.
He got offered the Porter fight. He did get offered it.
Yeah.
High risk, low reward from Crawford's side. And as for, stuff with Spence, because I don't follow this division as heavily as the other ones, even though I'm starting to more now, because it's just full of excellent fighters. But Aram, for example, says he wants 50-50 and all this, like the negotiation side of it is a pain. But, look how long Mayweather-Pacquiao took.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean, watching.
Yeah, I know.
I can sort of see where Brother's coming from, because at the end of the day, there is a few channels what I follow, and they've always said, like, Bud was put on the back burner because of Bob Arum. And that's maybe why he's leaving Top Rank.
Bob doesn't care about Terrence, really. That man's a crook. He's a crook.
Oh yeah, we all know that.
He's showing it now with his heavyweight. So, the writing's on the wall with Bob.
Yeah.
It's sad. This brother actually think that Bob Arum was protecting Pacquiao when he messed up the Crawford versus Pacquiao fight. No, he was actually protecting his younger fighter, Terrence Crawford. Now you could believe Bob Arum's lies if you want to, but he didn't crush that fight to protect Pacquiao. Pacquiao was already on his way out the door. Obviously, we seen him leave. He did that to protect his young fighter that he thought he was gonna be able to make into a star. That's what really happened. But y'all can believe Bob Arum lying ass if you want. Like,
no, I don't believe anything Bob Arum does.
No one believes promoters.
Like the OG says, he's been a crook since 1935. Whenever he was
that
born.
when he was born? Probably earlier than that.
I think he's like 200 years old or something now. So I don't know.
Bob Arum signed the Constitution, man.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to get up out of here, but before I go, I just want to get everyone's opinion then on this fight. Just go around the board. What's your starting with you, bro?
Imagine Crawford, but I think Crawford decision.
Yeah.
But competitive, and I just hope Kel turns up and does his best, and maybe his best will be enough. So just Crawford, but I want Kel.
Yeah. Oh shit! Stormy dropped off before I even asked him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyrone, you brother.
I was talking with this about Watcher the other day. It was the same thing with the Chisora Usyk. I mean, totally different fights, and styles. But I was saying if there was a speed advantage, right? If Crawford is way faster than Brook, if there's a significant, contrast there, then I'll pick Crawford in decision. But I'm going with Brook. Brook to beat him. I think it just the strength, and people talk about size and stuff, but what they really mean is broadness. Like Brook is a physically bigger guy, longer bone structure. Just he's a bigger guy than Crawford, and coming up from 135. I mean, Crawford is no Pernell Whitaker, but Brook is a bit up and down a lot of the time. So I think if Brook can catch him, I'm gonna go with Brook.
Right. So that's two. That's two. Brother, you bro. I think I know your answer. Brother.
Oh yeah, I'm here. Yeah. But no disrespect to the brother I was going back and forth with.
No, it's all good. He's Stormy's an OG, man. It's all good. There's no bad blood on here, man.
Yeah, but I understand why y'all fall for all of the narratives they put out. They do a good job of putting them out there. That's why they got their job, Top Rank. They good at hyping up these fighters, man, making them look like they're the best thing in boxing. And until you actually see what happened. So I understand why y'all believe it. I ain't mad at you. I get angry at, I just know what's going on. So that's why I get mad. But anyway, Kell Brook, he either gonna outbox Crawford or knock him out. Like Crawford ain't got no way to win this fight. If he does, trust me, I'll be the first one to finally give him his credit, because I haven't given him any credit, but I'll be the first one to say he finally did something I've been waiting for him to do, to actually prove the hype that's surrounding him. So yeah, I got Kell Brook, man.
Your profile pic, man. It's the first time I've ever laughed at somebody else's profile pic other than my own. Face all day.
Like what happened?
Brotherhood's been on Lomachenko's neck from the very first day I ever come across him. Always been on his neck. Right, me personally, before shutdown, then I'm gonna go for Bud on unanimous decision. That's what I think will happen. I think Stormy's here. We get the OGs. Who's this fella? Oh, he's dropped off anyway.
You say Bud by decision, Lars?
Yeah, I think Bud will win by unanimous decision. I want Cal to win, obviously, because he's my countryman. I think it's going to be a great fight. I hope it's going to be a great fight, but I think. You see, I don't think so, Boz. You never know. Boz has put John Wilson's always said as well. He's got Crawford 8-round stoppage. Boz has put vintage 6 to 7 body shots. Yeah, before I get up, then I'm gonna say I've got Bud unanimous decision, and that's where I'm gonna end it there. So I'm gonna say salute to the chat and everyone who came through. Much love. Thanks for coming through. Salute watcher, an absolute pleasure, brother. You know that. Always enjoy listening to you.
Salute
Tyrone.
Yep.
You're always welcome, bro. And I love listening to you when you go in on Devon. Well, I don't love listening to you when you go in on Devon, but that's another story.
Tyson Fury and Dillian White, absolutely.
Yeah. Brotherhood, much appreciated, bro, for coming through. And enjoyed your thing. Are you making more boxing vids now? Or have you seen you do a boxing vid for a while?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been slow lately on all my videos. I was moving and haven't had much stuff, so I'll be back on it. You gonna see me with a video tonight?
Right, I'll check you out. Right, salute Crush the Legend, Pep, everyone in the chat. I'm going to end it there because it's getting late now. It's like 20 to 1 in the morning. Boss, everyone who come through, the Queen, John Wilson. Right, I'm up out of here. May the best man win. I wish them both the best.
Let's go, Cal. Let's go, special Cal.
Right, I'm up out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.